Good morning, wherever you are. It's time for the Monday Minute with the Poppy of the Paranormal. I'm Christian Paul. How is everybody today? We got a little sunshine where I am today, although it's seasonable. Just the other day, we had like 73. It was like springtime. I was loving it. Out on the deck for a smoke and a cocktail. But it's Monday morning. It's time for the minute, and it's time to get down to business. Of course, we have Jan with us again, as always. What are we going to talk about today? Well, today we are going to talk about the haunted Berlin church, rectory, convent, and school. Now, why is this the subject of the Monday Minute today? Well, if you follow the page, if you follow the tube to the U, you know we have clips up from this location, and we are scheduled to go back in May. And I am looking forward to that. Now, just the other day, maybe a few days ago, I decided to pull up another clip just to review. As you know, as you've heard me say multiple times, with the amount of cameras we are running, reviews don't always happen very quick. Now, let's not misunderstand here. If this is a private case and you need help, I guarantee you reviews get done in a very timely manner. But the locations that we do for fun, to keep our skills up, to try new things, Dennis and I will both admit we're a little more casual on the review process, but we do find some very good things. And, you know, Berlin is one of those places. Now, I know I put a poll question up today. I've never done that before, so I'm trying that out today. Do you think churches are, in general, more active, less active, or about the same? And, you know, as I posted that, I thought, well, let's take this one step farther today, okay? And that is, are Catholic churches more active? You know, there is a lot of emotion in churches, so I understand these perspectives. But also, Catholic churches, and I speak with some authority because I was brought up Catholic, Catholic churches have also one factor that is always seems to be intertwined. Now, this is just one man's perspective, but there is a guilt factor in Catholic churches. Maybe just observational. All right, let's continue on. Berlin, the haunted church, rectory, convent, and school. Where do we start? What was the most profound thing for Dennis? I think is when he got called out by name in the church. That was pretty cool. It's happened to me at a few locations, but not there. But Dennis had it, and that was cool. Let's start in the beginning. Let's start with the team room. Now, this is a little room. There is a hallway that goes between the church and the convent and the school. The rectory is actually a separate building. The team room, or at least what we used as the team room the last time we were there, is in that hallway close to the church side, not close to the school and convent side. Okay? We had EVPs, compound EVPs, right in the team room as we were setting up. That video's on the channel. Get over to the tube to the U. You can check out, just go to our page, and in your search, type in Berlin. There are 7 videos currently up that you can see on that. They're quick. They won't take up a lot of your time. A lot of these videos are made direct and to the point, shall we say. No running around screaming and other assorted nonsense. All right, let's go out of the team room now. Let's talk about the hallway. We've had captures in the hallway on both ends. And, you know, it's interesting sometimes in things that get said in an EVP that are sometimes contradictory to each other. And I'll give you an example. On the school convent end of the hallway, we did capture one EVP, get out. Very common EVP to get out. But in the school, in the convent, Dennis captured an EVP that said, please stay. Different spirit? Possibly. Spirit messing with our heads? Also possibly. But, you know, it's like the old song, should I stay or should I go? But we're not going to get into that right now. Let's continue on. The rectory attic, Dennis caught one up there. Spirit told us to shut up. But it was not in the part of the attic that we were told was the active part of the attic. We were just sitting in the corner, just, you know, gazing upon the splendor of the rectory attic. There is also an interesting one, and we had a few in the church basement. Okay. Now, there was an interesting scenario in the church basement where a F-bomb was dropped. And if you go on a excursion with us, you might hear a few of those. So if you're offended, we're probably not the team to hang with. But if you want to have a good time, then you are. Anyway, I dropped this F-bomb in the church basement, and within a few seconds of dropping that F-bomb, I get a capture that says, bad. Now, was that in response to the F-bomb? Well, who's to say for sure? But is what it is. Got the capture. It happened. But there was also compound EVPs, both in the church and in the church basement. Maybe I should elaborate once on compound EVP. I don't think I coined the phrase, but compound EVP is when we get maybe like one EVP after another EVP, different voice. So you have to assume, air quotes here, we are in contact with more than one entity. Uh, Dennis was asking in the church, something to the effect, I'm paraphrasing here, can you leave? And he got a answer indicating no. But in the church basement later on, I asked a very similar question, and the EVP was could be. Now, we have a friend that owns a haunted location south of Pearl City, Illinois, who's had a lot of experiences, who's been on TV with this place. And his opinion is that they come and go whenever they want, which to me would actually make most sense. But what attracts a spirit to a location like that? Was there that big of an emotional connection that a spirit will stay in, location A, B, or C? Okay. Anyway, so we had activity in the hallway, the convent, the rectory attic, the church basement, and the team room. I would say that that is a pretty active location. We're going to go back in May with some friends of ours. And we are looking forward to that. Don't forget, we got the Summer Slam coming up end of July. It's going to be hot, and it's going to be hot, if you know what I'm saying. All right. That's today's Monday Minute. Be good to each other. We're all we got. Be good to each other. That being said, peace out.